Ladies and gentlemen, commissioners, the village council of Forest Parks regular meeting will come to order. This is our Tuesday, November 12, 2024 meeting. We begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you are able, please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Yes. Commissioner Maxim, Commissioner Nero.
Here.
Commissioner Mellon-Ragovin. Here. Commissioner Vogt. Here. Mayor Hoskins.
Here. Okay, Commissioner's approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of October 28th, special meeting of the council?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon-Ragovin. Discussion? Okay, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim. Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon-Ragovin. Aye. Commissioner Vogt. Aye. Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Okay, is there a motion to approve the minutes from the October 28th regular council meeting? Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon-Ragovin. Discussion? Okay, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim. Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon-Ragovin. Aye. Commissioner Vogt. Aye. Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Okay, is there a motion to approve the minutes from the October 20th session meeting council? Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon-Ragovin. Discussion? There's no discussion.
Commissioner Maxim. Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon-Ragovin. Aye. Commissioner Vogt. Aye. Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Okay, we're at public comment.
Yes, Jackie Walsh Lunt.
Good evening. My name is Jackie Walsh Lunt, and I'm a resident of the 1200 block of South Elgin, which is about 470 feet from 7207 Roosevelt, which is on the agenda tonight for an ordinance granting a conditional use permit for a cannabis dispensary at that location. I am here to request that the current council denies this request due to the safety concern that this business would place on the residential neighborhood that is surrounding this business. One of my major concerns is that the zoning commission has not performed their due diligence in determining the negative safety, traffic, and parking impacts or the neighbors' complaints on a business of this magnitude. This is easily one of the most dangerous areas for traffic in all of Forest Park. While we all appreciate the volunteer efforts of the commission, there are numerous concerns that have not been addressed. The study that was submitted per the applicant did not address any safety concerns, overinflated the current traffic from the current business, and does not appear to have done an on-site visit. The photo in the study was a simple download from a leasing company found online. I have not seen or heard any information on the amount of traffic accidents in the area, which should have been addressed before it went any further. The council has already addressed the dangerous existing traffic concerns in the area and have taken action to remove the planters in the median on Roosevelt Road, just 1/2 block west of the Roosevelt exit of this business, and further regulated access to the area off of Harlem due to safety concerns 1 block south. As a close neighbor, we regularly hear sirens that are stopping in the area. There have been constant accidents and incidents. My daughter, while in grammar school, comforted a child that was strapped in their car seat in their mom's blood due to another accident in the area. Pretty traumatic for such a young girl. I held towels to a victim's leg in front of my home after being shot by a carjacker just a few feet from our front door. Daily, there are cars going the wrong way down our street, trying to avoid traffic at Harlem and Roosevelt. As many towns are navigating these issues over the past few years with grandiose plans of filling their budget concerns, they seem to be overlooking their biggest asset, their citizens. Planning a cannabis dispensary next to a well-established pediatric dentist for the area might not be covered under the law as written, but common sense tells one that this is a bad idea. If the requirements for locating a dispensary near a school is 500 feet, why does the village think that this location is the best fit for this type of business? Major signage already in front of the address states "Big City Access, Small Town Charm." A business that promotes cannabis as a way to feel good and a wise route to get there anchoring our gateway reflects poor branding of what we want for our village. I do not feel that any of the issues addressed for this location have met a greater need than those of the residents, and I respectfully ask that you all, in good faith to your neighbors, deny this request. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
That was it.
Okay. Okay, commissioners, moving down to department reports. There's a fire department report submitted. Hopefully, all the commissioners have had a chance to review the fire department report. If there are any reactions or comments to the report, now is the time. Okay, we're at bills by resolution. Madam Clerk, whenever you're ready.
Be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Forest Park, Cook County, Illinois, that we dispense with the reading of the individual bills inasmuch as each department head has approved and signed bills in the following aggregate amount of their respective departments. Refunds and allocations, $390. Public Affairs, $25,962.12. Police Department, $2,785.38. Community Center, $2,884. Council and Finance Clerk's Office, $205,940.12. Council and Finance Fire Department, $1,289.54. Department of Health and Safety, $2,074.75. Streets and Public Improvements, $83,488.10. Public Property, $33,110.60. Seizure, $295.11. Federal Customs, $197.94. Fleet Replacement, $13,629.46. TIP, $2,793. VIP, $697,921.15. Water Department, $6,386.15. For a total of $1,079,147.42.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, is there a motion to adopt the resolution on the bills? Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxey. Is there a second?
Nero second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rogovin.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R-99-24.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, Commissioners, moving to new business. The first item is an ordinance amending section 4-2-5 entitled Charges of Chapter 2, Garbage, Refuse, and Waste of Title 4, Health and Sanitation. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Mellon. Is there a second? It's been seconded by Commissioner Long. Discussion? Okay, there's no discussion, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rogovin.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt. Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is ordinance O-35-24.
Thank you. Commissioners, next item is an ordinance authorizing the sale of surplus property. The village includes a cargo trailer, a 2010 Tahoe, and a 2009 Tahoe. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Vogt. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon. Golden discussion. Okay, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rogovin.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt. Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is ordinance O-36 24.
Commissioners, next item is a resolution adopting the 2024 Cook County Multi-Jurisdictional Hazard Mitigation Plan. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
Nero second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion.
Yes, sir. For this particular item, I was, if it's okay with you and the other council members, we get Village Administrator Edler to the podium, maybe splash a little color on this. I think that'd be appropriate.
What color?
She can pick.
Let me turn.
So the Cook County Hazard Mitigation Plan is a multi-jurisdictional plan that the county put together. So in the event of, say, a tornado swept through multiple jurisdictions and the county was to come out, this would assist us in being able to access grants for like FEMA. The village is also working on a plan specific to Forest Park. This is our emergency operations plan. That will also talk about crisis management in the event of a natural disaster, in addition to other events that happen. One of the events in particular was like the CTA shooting that we had. So, we reverted back to what we have as our current plan, and we're working with the county right now to update our individual one. So what we're asking for tonight is approval of the county's HMP, which would make us eligible for any assistance that they would get through the grant process, should there be a multi-jurisdictional situation that occurred. And in addition to that, we are working on our Forest Park specific one as well, which would also make us eligible for grants should there be something more of a smaller scale and we were to declare, Forest Park in an emergency. Any
Thank you.
question?
Thank you, Administrator. Any further? Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rogovin.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt. Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R-100-24.
Commissioners, next item is a resolution approving authorizing execution of an application for grant and treasure grant opportunities for fiscal year 2025 with the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency for permeable pavers for a parking lot. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion. Oh, sorry. Either way. I'll make the motion.
Okay, so it's been moved by Commissioner Holt. Second,
I will second.
it's been seconded by Commissioner. Discussion. No discussion. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rogovin.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R-101-24.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, next item is a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a 5-year master services subscription purchase agreement with Axon for the purchase of 18 tasers. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner. Is there a second?
Nero second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Arrow. Discussion. Chief, do you have the quantity right? Or is that good? Thank you. No discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rogovin.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R-102-24.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, next item is a resolution authorizing the acceptance of an Illinois Community Canopy Tree Removal Partnership Grant. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Vogt. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Now, we'll go discussion.
One thing.
Commissioner Bowe.
Thank you. I was hoping Director Stella could just sort of give us a brief overview of our tree removal plan and how this will sort of help us with our overall with our management plan.
So we all know in 2022, we had our inventory taken of all our trees. It was done through a grant. Along with that, we also had a management plan put in place after they did the inventory. Part of that management plan is you're taking into consideration everything that was taken in with the inventory. A lot of it's all the trees were looked at by an arborist. So anything they suggested it should be done to the trees, we have to follow into our plan, and of course for the safety of our residents. So earlier this year, I was notified about a grant through Trees Forever. They were going to pay for anywhere between 26 and 30 trees to be taken down, and the snow's grinded. We applied for the grant, and part of it was I had to come up with all the information per tree that I was requested to take down and a picture of all of it, and it was going to be submitted to Trees Forever. They were going to look at it with an arborist and see if it was deemed to be taken down per tree. So after that was done, we were awarded the grants, and we have been in the process of starting to cut the trees down. So some people have been upset on Facebook. Actually, prior to this situation, there was a resident actually showed up for public comments about her tree being taken down and how it was alive. So each tree on the inventory has information based on anything that's a risk level, the condition of the tree, what the arborist recommends should be done to the tree. And that's what I go on. So based on that, we took down any tree this year that was deemed a risk. There's still more trees to be taken down, obviously, and we've been doing that through this grant. So with this grant, the arborist looked at the tree inventory, looked at these trees. Trees Forever has an arborist that looked at the trees and deemed them a risk to be taken down. And then while Davis Tree Care is taking these trees down, they also have an arborist on staff that's looking at these trees. So these trees are being looked at 3 different times before it's actually being taken down. So we're not just going around taking trees down that are alive because we are a Tree City USA. We cannot do that. We actually applied this year again for it, and we've passed the state level for Tree City. So we take it very seriously. So if anyone has any concerns, we are ready to the rules and taking down trees that are at risk.
Thank you, Director. Commissioners, is there any discussion on this? Madam Clerk, whenever you're ready.
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Govan.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R-103-24.
Commissioners, next item is a supplemental resolution directing and revising the expenditure of budgeted and uncommitted ARPA funds. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
Yes, sir. Nero second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion. Okay, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Govan.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R-104-24.
Okay, Commissioners, next item is an ordinance granting conditional use permit for a cannabis dispensary in the B2 district at 7207 Roosevelt Road. Is there a motion?
Nero make that motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Nero. Is there a second? It's been seconded by Commissioner Maxim. Discussion.
Yes, I'd like to start the discussion. I wanted to thank residents who gave comment here today. And as the Director of Streets and the Commissioner of Streets and Public Improvement, I wanted to note that I have been very engaged with residents who have been concerned about street safety in particular.
and have, engaged with, Director Glinky, who's been, very, helpful to me, in talking through the concerns, about, the concerns that residents have had about street safety and, living near a proposed dispensary. This is not the first time that we have had a, proposed business, ordinance, granting a conditional use or permit, having this particular concern. And I really appreciate, the fact that Director Glinky, realizes and has worked with me on this. So as working with the Traffic Safety Commission and understanding the importance of street safety and residents' concerns, this is something that, Director Glinky and his team has anticipated and has talked to the business owner about already. The process of going through, zoning and, the review, this process is just the beginning of meeting residents' concerns from our point of view as the council and being, responsive to residents' concerns. I have talked to, Director Glinky, and in my role in working with our village staff, we would continue to, work with, business owners that have successfully done this, to make sure that, we are creating an environment that is receptive and responsive to residents' concerns. And I'm very familiar with this area. I live not too far away. I will say the challenge we have in street safety, is that we have two IDOT streets that we are looking at this intersection. But I will say also, thanks to the leadership and partnership of Chief Growth, we have a lot of data and information, about what happens at this intersection, and, already have begun talking about how we can, look at some of the things that we could do to help, address residents' concerns. Well, I'm committed to continuing to do that, and have talked about this in engaging residents. So I want to, everyone here to know, and everyone who's watching this, recorded, that this is not something, that has not been talked about already. So the council's going to vote, but, this has been an ongoing engagement process. So as part of our discussion, I wanted to put that out there.
Thank you, Commissioner Melvin. Is there any further discussion? Commissioner Vogel?
I am curious, I didn't see this in, any of the documents from the PZC packet. And this is a state requirement, so I'm not really sure. I didn't see where the loading happens, in the planning or in the drawing. I know the state requires an enclosed space that isn't within the public view, but I couldn't tell in those plans where exactly these deliveries are happening. And I don't know if that was addressed in the meeting or. Because in the drawing, it looks like a side door in the parking lot, and that can't be correct.
If I recall correctly, interior delivery was part of medical cannabis, but the dispensary on Madison Street is delivered from the back parking lot. So I don't believe that enclosed delivery is required for any dispensary. And in fact, during the due diligence for our first conditional use, none of the dispensaries that I visited have interior parking. So if they're not compliant with the act, they're simply not going to open.
And that was like.
Steve just took the words out of my mouth. So one of the conditions of the approval is they have to comply with the Illinois Cannabis Act. and getting their permit or their license from the state. If they don't set up their facility in accordance with whatever that guideline might be, they won't get it, they can't operate.
Okay, that was kind of my question, like the final approval for
Fin-
them to get the license comes from the state.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then our condition is conditioned upon them getting that from the state.
Okay, thank you. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure about, how that works.
I can't tell you exactly what the state does and requires, but
No, and it's hard to
Yeah.
find,
it is.
but, thank you for clearing that.
Believe me, they're gonna spend a lot of money there to do it the right way.
Yeah. And then the only other thing that I wanted to sort of, talk about was, you know, if this is approved, we will have approved 3 cannabis, locations in Forest Park, dispensaries. And one of them just opened. We're still waiting on the other one, and this would be a third. I think now might be a good time to sort of pause and see how these 3 establishments do, evaluate how it's working in the community. You know, and I don't believe the way our ordinance is written right now, there's any sort of limit or cap. So I would just invite or welcome sort of thinking about that and some discussion on if we want to go ahead and amend the ordinance to have a cap or sort of a number on how many dispensaries we want here, and how we want to approach moving forward.
I think that would be addressed through zoning, not this particular ordinance.
Right. I mean, going forward.
Sure. As I think council, as our council pointed out, this is a conditional, use, right? So anyone seeking a conditional use has to go before the council. So that of course allows us to get forward. And yes, we don't have a whole lot of data about how this is going to work in Forest Park, but we do know that it's such a highly regulated industry, right? In terms of the cameras, in terms of the security requirements, in terms of the training. This vendor has one dispensary operating, but they have 7. And I'm told that they have I think that the operations is very professional and by the book, but we certainly, we can have a different discussion.
Yeah.
But that's a discussion.
100%. And I appreciate that. Just to be clear, sort of planting the seed, do we want to have that conversation, going forward? That's separate from this, yes.
Sure. Thank you. Commissioner Maxey.
Yeah, I agree with Commissioner Vaughn completely. 3 seems fine, but also kind of like a lot. And I'm worried that I think there is going to be some cannibalization of the market, which, obviously is going to impact the dispensary, not us necessarily as a village, but then there might not be enough incentive for them to want to stay open in this location. So at some point soon, I agree that I'd like to have a discussion about, sort of where we stand in terms of, do we cap it in total? Because the other thing is that even though everything's a conditional, or the ones we've had have been conditional, we're often told that as a council, if we say no to something that gets approved conditionally through the PCC, then it puts us at legal risk of, being sued because we said no to someone who met the requirements. And so at some point it would be nice to, have that discussion. In terms of this particular one, like I always say, I have a lot of faith in the process that we use here and in the PCC and Director Glinke to lead that process. I understand there are a lot of concerns and I appreciate people coming out and talking about it. It seems like the biggest concern that's being brought up is safety or related to traffic. And I have a lot of confidence in the Traffic and Safety Commission. I had talked briefly with Commissioner Malek-Gobin today about that this is something that they're going to look at and take really seriously. That is a busy corner. There's no denying that. We can't sit here and say it's not, but I have a lot of faith in that commission to do the work that they're, here to do. In terms of other safety issues, I don't think there are any. I don't think there's any evidence to show that dispensaries bring more crime to an area. They're very, very highly regulated on the state level, as we've already discussed, and they're regulated, we're gonna be keeping an eye on it too. And I can't say, there will be no increase in crime. I don't believe that dispensaries typically come with that because they are subject to such tight restrictions. So I think that's all I want to say on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Maxim. Commissioners, I don't think we should be afraid to say, it, right? If there's another application that doesn't make sense for Forest Park, I think we can say no.
Sure. And not to pile on, but maybe just to finish the thought. So I think the Village Forest Park's an advantage, right? So it's, if you remember back, I think when we cracked this nut over a year ago, the neighborhood was pretty excited. And that was the third time. And so I think what we've proven is from a safety and security standpoint, that it's a moot point. And that the data suggests that. I live off of Madison Street, not very far from either one of the dispensaries that are currently in town, and one that's currently in town, and one that's almost open. And so from that standpoint, there's things that these dispensaries have to do, such as cameras, right? Security, lighting, all of those things have a tendency, and especially in the cases here at Forest Park, to enhance security. And we're especially looking forward to that at a different location, where it's more of an upgrade than a downgrade. And so we have the advantage of the data, right? Look back and look at the actual dispensaries that we have, in town that is operating with no issue. And that's an advantage. And that's what we have to leverage as we make decisions here moving forward. So just want folks to remember that.
Thank you, Commissioner Earl. Commissioners, is there any further discussion? Commissioner Vogt.
I know there was discussion about a right turn only sign onto Roosevelt, is that correct?
I can point out a couple of things. I did during due diligence ask Ken Gross to go ahead and give me crash data for the intersection. That intersection it hosts 5% of our crashes annually, or at least for the last year, Ken. Last year, and that's a significant number. But again, these are IDOT routes. That intersection probably sees 3,000 cars a day. Accidents are going to happen after COVID. Drivers became more aggressive. But the bottom line is nothing. I'm sorry, let me back up for a second. I did consult with CBEL and asked if their traffic engineer had an opinion about this. And he said, they're largely retail uses. There's really no need for a traffic study. The petitioner took it upon himself to hire, I believe it was KLOA, to do a traffic study. I'm sorry, a traffic report, not a study, because we're not looking at volumes here. And he said there's no reason, and this is one of the things that came up at the meeting, was do we divorce that address from the alley? Will people be exploiting the alley? And the answer was no from two traffic professionals. So yes, to answer your question, it's going to be a left in, right out on Harlem, and a right out on Roosevelt Road. If you try and turn left from the alley, you're probably going to die of old age. Okay.
Thank you, Director.
Yeah, and I just want to say I appreciate the work that's been done on that, and I really respect the work from Director Glinke and Chief Gross, because they are out there every day and they know the neighborhood in a way that not even I do. Because I've been here 32 years, but the work that we do on the Traffic and Safety Commission, and it is to balance, that with the what residents see and what residents need. So it's going to be an ongoing conversation, and we take in the information. We don't want to solve problems before they happen, but we're gonna let you know that, we're aware of the concern and we're gonna be attentive to the needs of the people that live there.
Thank you, commissioners. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rigoven.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Huskins.
Aye.
This is ordinance O-37 24.
Commissioners, the next item is a motion to direct the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners to offer employment to the next eligible probationary police officer. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
Nero second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion. All right, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rigoven.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt. Mayor Huskins.
Aye. Okay, Commissioners, next item is a motion to appoint Rachel Etler as Emergency Services Director. Is there a motion?
Nero make that motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Burrows. Is there a second? It's been seconded by Commissioner Maxim. Discussion.
Just want to appreciate the tremendous work that Rachel has led in conjunction with our village staff and in terms of understanding and updating our hazard mitigation plan and our emergency services plan to serve our village in conjunction with events that we've had to deal with in the last year. Like she said, it helps us be eligible for grants, and she's led the effort to make sure that our staff and our directors are trained and are networked with a lot of agencies, and we're updating a lot of processes and procedures that are extremely important and haven't been looked at, which is understandable given the incredible work that we do on a day-to-day basis. These are incredibly important things that we need to do, and Rachel and her job manages to balance very important and necessary work with this type of work, which is also necessary but easy to put on the back burner, and she gets everything done extremely well.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner Miller. Any other discussion?
I just want to say I agree 100%.
Thank you, Mr. Maxim. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rigoven.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt. Mayor Huskins.
Aye. Commissioners, final item on the new business tonight is a motion to approve a banner request for the Chamber of Commerce. Is there a motion?
Nero will make that motion, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner Nero. Is there a second? Then seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Discussion.
Yeah, can we please remove banner requests and raffle licenses and those types of things from upcoming agendas? Thank you.
Further discussion. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim. Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rigoven.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt. Mayor Huskins.
Aye. We are at administrative report.
I will say there's a lot going on in Forest Park. I've done the wine walk, I've done Fiber Flash, I was at the Pumpkin Smash for the first time this past weekend, and it was pretty amazing the amount of things that we have going on, and it's not slowing down. So everybody pay attention to social media and our newsletter. We've got a lot of fun things coming up with the Chamber's Holiday Walk. I know I don't want to steal anybody's thunder, but there's some other special events that people up here on the dais are going to be involved in the coming weeks. And two, just to let everybody know, it's coming up to be the end of the year, which also then means the beginning of the new year, and staff is going to be gearing up to finalize a bunch of things in the end of 2024 and get things started in 2025. So we're going to be pretty busy coming up. So just, pray for us, keep us in mind as we try to get through the next several weeks in addition to being part of the holidays and spending time with our families. So that's all I got.
Thank you, Administrator. Commissioner Maxson.
Yeah, our fire department is participating in Movember, which is a movement that raises money for men's health initiatives. And so a number of them, not including our chief, are growing mustaches and they all look very dapper. But the t-shirts that you can buy are actually really great. Like a lot of times people make t-shirts to sell for events and you buy them because, you know, it's a good cause, but these ones are actually really cool. No offense to anyone else's t-shirts. They're $25. You can go to I think you get them online, but you can also go to the fire station and buy them there, and they're really awesome. And then I wanted to thank the Park District for hosting a really beautiful Veterans Day ceremony, and thanks to Mike Thompson, who was part of that. Thanks to Police Chief Ken Gross and Fire Chief Lindsay Hankus and Park Director Jackie Iovanelli, who was and to the Park District Board. We honored veterans and also our own police officers and firefighters who, all of them, but also those specifically who died in the line of duty. And it was really beautiful, and the park is beautiful too. And then the Park District has their 90th anniversary party this Friday, and I believe everyone's invited. And I'm going to go, and I think it's free food and drinks, so you should also go. I'll see you there. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you, Commissioner Nero.
Yes, sir. Just one quick note. It was almost several months ago now that I sat up here. We talked about, or I mentioned the opening of Aldi and how that was going to be proposed for sometime in November. And despite construction delays, that happened. That happened right before Thanksgiving holiday, which is fantastic. And if you've driven down Harlem Avenue and checked out that parking lot, it is jam-packed. And what a welcome. Welcome to the community for the Aldi business, and certainly a benefit to not only the residents of Forest Park, but also the surrounding community. So it's a great leap forward for an otherwise vacant space that was sitting there for some time. That's all I got there.
Thank you, Commissioner Nero. Commissioner Mellon, go.
Thank you. I also will mention the Veterans Day event at the Park District with the American Legion and honoring our first responders. It was a beautiful event, and I was glad to be there. I was glad to celebrate the opening of our Aldi grocery store with many of our colleagues here today. I attended Speaker Welch's community fair for veterans and seniors as well on this past weekend. Wanted to spend most of my report mentioning that an event that's coming up, I will also be at the Park District to celebrate their 90th anniversary. The Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs has a yearly event called Operation Rising Spirit. We're getting ready for this year's event, and that is when we get together as an Illinois community to write holiday cards for our veterans and service members in hospitals and care homes across the state. Last year, Forest Park residents wrote 300 cards to veterans, and we'll be organizing this year with, I will be working with the Historical Society of Forest Park and a community group called Dive Bar Letter Writers to decorate cards and also write holiday cards. This year, Forest Park Middle School is doing this as a service project. So I'll be dropping off 200 cards to them next week. Tomorrow I'll be at Forest Park Public Library with their seniors group, and we'll be doing cards there. And on December 4th, from 6 to 9 p.m., we'll be at Roberts West Side. We'll have free food and drinks, sodas, and from 6 to 9 p.m., we'll be writing holiday cards. Everyone is invited, and I hope you'll join us. It's a wonderful event, and it's a great opportunity to meet other Forest Parkers and have a lot of fun and get into the holiday spirit and honor our veterans. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Mellon. Commissioner Vogt.
Thank you. I want to um, wish all of our veterans happy Veterans Day. I unfortunately had to work yesterday and I couldn't go to the park opening or the park district event, but I am so thrilled to see how great that park is looking and how successful it is. And I just want to thank all of our veterans for their service. So thank you. This past weekend, we had our pumpkin smash and it was a smashing success. We have to start with thanking Jeff Vince-Calvi. Without him, we would not even have the smasher. So we appreciate his creativity and can't thank him enough for the continuous gift of his time. He's always helping folks with any little project, big or small. So we thank Jeff Vince-Calvi, and then we thank the rec board who helped organize the event. Amy Vince-Calvi is the chair. And we want to thank her for her tireless efforts to make all of the recreation board events a success. And she also single-handedly carried and placed every pumpkin that was smashed over to the stone. And some of those were really heavy. So we appreciate Amy. And then also Megan Hunt, Jonah Harlan, and Shaheen Ward from the rec board. They all came out and helped. Public Works, of course, they did so much to help set up and get it ready, and it looked great. So we want to thank Director Stella and Dan and Joe, and then we want to thank Commissioner Melvin McGovern for stopping by and donating ice cream gift cards for the kiddos. So thank you for donating those. And then I just want to thank Smoky Joel, the environmental committee, Zesty Catering, Shannon Wood from the Community Fridge, Megan Hunt also did the Garden Club. So everybody came out and just made the event a little bit bigger this year, and it was a lot of fun. And so I just want to thank everybody for making it a great day. The Fiber Flash was amazing. I don't know if everyone's seen the chickens at Constitution Court, but they have on Instagram bios for every chicken, and they're really funny. So I encourage you all to check that out. And then last thing, if you recall, we did get a facilities review done last year, and I think we all got a copy of that at the beginning of this year. And you know, that's conducted a review of all the village-owned buildings, and we were provided that like in January. And just last week, Village Administrator Entler, Director Sella, and I met for several hours to kind of just check in and see how we're doing to address the things that were mentioned for each of these buildings. And we did discuss the importance of a facilities master plan. So I'd like to sort of see what everybody thinks about potentially having some meetings in the future to start talking about. We have some really big decisions coming up, as you know, with the water reservoir and all that stuff. So I think it would really be helpful as we can get together and sort of talk about some of these bigger ideas while we're chipping away at the easier, smaller ones that we have been addressing. And we're continuing to look into how to sort of improve things that we can now, but let's start really thinking about the long term and planning for the future. So that's my update for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Bo. Like everyone said, there's been lots of activity. The village did host a couple of other meetings. We hosted the Proviso External Alliance at the Community Center last Saturday. We had ministers from throughout Proviso, as well as people from the Austin from all park together exchanging information. And the guest speaker was Judge Shante Raines Welch. And then, of course, participated in the speakers Veterans Resource Fair. And then closer to home, very successful Assembly Lions Health Fair a couple weeks ago at the Community Center, and pitched in to make that very successful. District 91 has been great in the last couple of weeks. Myself, Chief Gross, I think Chief Hankins and others have been in the schools working with students at both the middle schools as well as one of the grammar schools and their civics lessons. So that's always fun to do, as well as working with the parents. And I think they may be at this village hall fairly soon. And then one of the major institutions in our area is Loyola University. So Administrator Hitler and I had pleasure of working with so many students from have careers, public service. So it's nice to be able to get back to that also benefits Forest Park. So plenty going on, plenty more to come. Having said that, the chair likes to adjourn.
Sir, you will make that motion.
It's been moved by Commissioner Nero. Is there a second? It's been seconded by Commissioner Maxim. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim, Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Malabar Gobin,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt, Mayor Hoskins.
Aye, we stand adjourned.